TIFU by letting my kid have a massive dose of caffeine. To start off, yes, the kid is okay, and yes, I called poison control. So my 10-year-old kid had been begging me for one of those Circle water bottles. It's a water bottle that has cartridges that you sip through, and it's supposed to last for 6 20-ounce bottles of water through it. I bought a bunch of cartridges to go with it and avoided the ones that said caffeine on the front. What I didn't know was that there were others that had hidden caffeine, equivalent to a few Mountain Dews or an energy drink. My kid came bursting into my room freaking out at 1 a.m. saying, I'm dying, I'm going to die." Quote, "I had no idea WTF was happening. I thought it was a nightmare or something." Then they started complaining about symptoms like racing heart and vibrating skin and diarrhea, and I got worried. I asked what they had eaten, drank. They told me they just opened a new cartridge of the water and had 2 bottles of it. I pulled the box out of the trash and was terrified when I saw the caffeine content in small print. Below the ingredients list, I thought it was just flavored water. It wasn't coffee or anything. Since it's a cartridge, I had no clue how much was actually consumed. We called poison control and we figured out the entire amount of caffeine in the cartridge and realized the entire thing wouldn't be deadly, just uncomfortable. It was a long night. 0/10 do not recommend these things. TL. Doctor, do not buy Circle water bottles for young children. Those Circle cartridges really threw your son for a loop. No Circle but instant coffee. Asked my husband to toss some instant coffee with some ice and milk into the blender for me while I showered. We usually add some flavored creamer, and he's always heavy-handed, so it tasted a bit bitter but sweet enough that it balanced for the most part. I get to my appointment that morning. Had a doctor's appointment, and my blood pressure was sky high when it's normally great, and my hands had started shaking just before I walked in the building. I text him to ask him how much instant coffee he put in, and he starts talking about X amount of spoonfuls. I had him double check the amount, and he made me a drink with 16 cups worth of instant coffee. I felt like I was crawling out of my skin all day, and my heart was racing for a good bit there. Yeah, I get all tingly when I'm 6 coffees deep. I'm sorry they went through that. I remember similar symptoms back when I was 15 that were likely aggravated by some levels of caffeine, but were also the start of some pretty severe bouts with anxiety disorder and depression. I wouldn't wish those nightmarish panic attacks on anyone. Lol, sounds like a great night, bless him. Poor kid. I can't do caffeine much at all because it gives me palpitations in normal doses. I'm sure that was so scary. As someone who can't usually drink caffeine, can in moderation, and has been tempted to buy one of these due to taste issues with plain water, this was a good warning. Might try the brand that creates the same effect but just based on smell. I once took no-dose while drinking Mountain Dew while traveling overnight. Not recommended. My legs were shaking so bad I could barely manage the stairs at a rest stop. And I was 28 at the time. I can't imagine being a kid and feeling like that. I don't understand the Circle's appeal. Make it stronger or weaker? Do people do that? I think people want their drinks to be consistent. Sorry you had to go through that op. I recently got into sugar-free vitamin water. Zero everything really except, well, vitamins and some vegetable juices for color. My grocery store also carries their own brand of it. Slightly different tasting but still good. My mom also likes the ice drinks, which is, to my memory, just flavored water that's been carbonated. And for the record, to all those jerks, I drink regular OLH2O as well. Sometimes we just want something fun. I try to avoid pop soda for you heathens. or super sugary flavored drinks by having vitamin water or ice instead. Wow, 2 whole bottles. I think it's like 30 milligrams of caffeine per 1.5 milliliters. When I was a kid, my parents used to give me caffeine pills to make me quiet down a little. I saw this on Saved by the Bell once. I will say the brand makes one specifically for kids called Wild Splash. They're Bear Berry, Parrot Punch, and Alligator Apple. I'm not sure if this will make you feel any better or not, but I first read this as TIFU by letting my kid have a massive dose of cocaine. So compared to that, the caffeine doesn't sound too bad, lol. Fuck the FDA. This stuff should be properly regulated. They need to be reformed to work for the people instead of big corporations. Once I drank 2 of those C4 energy drinks because I had pulled an all-nighter and I felt a tingling sensation all under my skin. I almost never drink those drinks, but it's some weird stuff. Poison control, ha 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 ha.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.